All right, so notice down at the bottom that you've got 4 different tabs, okay? So in this assignment, we are going to be looking at 2 different experiments, okay? The first experiment is on the first tab, and what you're looking at is you're looking at heart rate data, so beats per minute. Anybody have like any kind of smartwatch, a Fitbit, an iPhone, or Apple Watch, that counts your beats per minute? Or you know what I'm talking about? Yeah? So what do you know about your heart rate? How does your heart rate increase and decrease? What causes that? What? Blood flow causes your heart rate to increase or decrease. What activities might cause your heart rate to increase? Physical activity, right? Any kind of physical activity, sports, if you're running, you're doing like yoga, or like if you're just walking really fast, you're trying to get somewhere really fast, that's going to make your heart rate increase. What about a heart rate decrease? What kind of activities would make your heart rate go down? I'm sorry? Maybe some low blood pressure. If physical activity makes your heart rate go up, what might make your heart rate go down? What? Non-physical activity. So when you sleep, you have a resting heart rate, okay? You have a resting heart rate of when you're just calm, sitting, that's called your resting heart rate. And then when you sleep, you have an even lower heart rate because you're resting, right? So what we see here, okay, so it looks like this study was done for how long? What was the time of this study?
An hour.
It was for an hour, okay, so 60 minutes. And notice the heart rate is changing over those 60 minutes, okay? What actually happened in this study was we put somebody on a treadmill and we increased and decreased the speeds of that treadmill, and we looked at their heart rate. Is everyone okay with that? So we're trying to see how does someone's heart rate change over time. Everybody cool with that? Very right. Okay, so here's how we're going to make this graph. Are we ready? Everyone got your finger ready to do this? I want you to hover your mouse over the 0 right here. So in A2, you have a 0. I need you to go ahead and highlight that cell. Highlight that 0. When I say highlight, I mean you've clicked on it and it shows up blue. Everybody cool with that? All right, so what we're going to do next is we are pretty much going to select all of this data, okay? Our time is our independent variable, so that's going to go on our X, and our heart rate is our dependent, that's going to be on our Y-axis, okay? So what you're going to do, you have that 0 clicked. Go ahead and click in there one more time, but do not let up on your mouse, okay? So just hold it down. And then we're going to drag and select all of our time data. And you'll know you're selecting because those little cells are turning blue, okay? So I've got all the way down to 60. Is everyone okay with that? You need me to repeat? Okay, don't let up on your mouse yet. If you slide your mouse very gently to the right, you'll be able to select all of your heart rate data. Okay? So what you should have, and then you can release. Once you've got all that selected, you can release. And notice that blue box goes now all the way around that data. Okay? So if you do not have all of this part highlighted, shoot your hand up and I can repeat how to do that. Anybody need me to do that again? Everybody okay? All right. So you've selected your data. I need you guys to go up here to the tabs at the top, and I'll need you to find the Insert tab. So we're going to click Insert, and we're going to scroll all the way down, and we're going to find Chart. So Insert Chart. Can I go? Can I go? Okay. Insert Chart. Now, yours may or may not look like mine. Okay, so the default that I have mine set to is a line chart. Does anyone else have a line chart? Just shoot your hand up. Okay, so most people, most of the time the default is a line graph. But I told you guys, I don't want to see those line graphs, right? I want to see data points and I want to see a trend line so that I can know what's the overall trend of my data. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. over here, does anyone not have this chart editor box on the side? Anybody not have your chart editor box? Okay, cool. So over here in your chart editor, you've got two different columns. I'll need you to be on the setup column, which is usually what you're on to begin with. And on the chart type, let's click on that drop down box, and I want you guys to find scatter plot. All right, so scatter. It's a little chart and it's got all these like red and blue dots, so scatter. Anybody not seeing it? Okay, so go ahead and click scatter, and your chart is going to change to now just be your data points, okay? Everybody cool so far? Is everybody all right so far? Anyone need me to stop and repeat anything? Okay. All right. So now I want you to go to that other column that says customize at the top. So go to the customize column, and this is where we are going to add a trend line. If you notice on this graph, it already labeled my X and Y axis for me, right? Isn't that awesome? So you don't have to do that. It will do it for you. If it didn't, does anyone not have your X and Y axis labeled right now? Okay, cool. If you didn't, you can just go here to chart and axis titles, change this to your horizontal or your vertical, and you can change that to be exactly what you want it to be. In our case, we need it to be time in minutes on our X, and then on our vertical Y axis, we need it to be heart rate beats per minute. But yours is already there, so awesome. All right, I need you guys to click 3 options down on series. So 3 options down, you should see the option that says series. So you guys can actually make this, you can customize this. So maybe your favorite color is green and you want your data points to be green, okay? Maybe you had 2 or 3 different people that you were measuring their heart rate. So maybe you had different data points. Maybe you had 3 different colors on here to represent 3 different people, okay? So again, that's how you can change that, customize that. But what I really need you guys to look for, if you scroll down, you can also change the shape if you want. If you love stars, you can make them stars or triangles or whatever it is that you want. But what I really need you guys to look for and find is this format data point where you've got error bars, data labels, and there it is, your trend line, okay? So scroll down and find that trend line, and we just are gonna click that box, and it's gonna turn on that trend line for you guys, okay? Everybody cool with that? Feeling all right? There's other things that you can do as well. Like you can change the colors, you can make it however you'd like, but for our sake and for our class, this is what I need you guys to know how to do. How to select your data and make your chart. Does anyone need me to repeat any of those steps? Okay, I'm gonna pause my video.